What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to my segment Underrated and Overlooked, where I take a look at movies that I feel are either very underrated or have been overlooked since their time of release. In today's episode, I'm taking a look at the 2007 Disney family film Bridge to Terabithia. Now, this is a movie that is based on a very popular book, and it basically centers around a young boy by the name of Jess, who in the movie is played by Josh Hutcherson. He is a very artistic kid. He lives with his family. He has a mom and dad, and he has 4 sisters, 2 older, 2 younger. So he's literally the middle kid in the house, and he is the one that kind of gets overlooked the most, unfortunately, by his family, mostly by his parents. He has an annoying little sister named Maybelle, who loves bugging him all the time. They have a baby sister, and then the 2 older sisters basically just ignore him, kind of like his parents do a little bit. His dad, who's played by Robert Patrick, is very hard on him, just wants to make sure he gets his chores done, all that kind of stuff, because they live out on basically kind of a farmland area. And new to the scene and at school is a young girl named Leslie, who's played by Anna Sophia Robb. She comes into Jess's life, and at first they kind of are at odds because there's a big race at the school. She ends up winning the race and beating Jess, making him kind of look bad, but also making everyone else in the grade look bad as well. But they actually kind of hit it off once they find out that they live right next to each other. She actually moved into the house basically right across from theirs. And they go back into the woods and basically start to imagine and play pretend. And they come up with a brand new world of their own called Terabithia. And it's a place where they can escape from their parents, from bullies, from just life in general, all the hardships that kids, these are middle school kids, but just kids in general, teenage kids, what they go through. It's a way for them to escape and go into their own world and do things they want to do and be the people that they want to be. Very interesting concept. When I saw this movie back in 2007, I saw it in theaters. I was absolutely blown away by it. Caught me completely off guard. I really didn't have huge expectations for it because unfortunately this movie was marketed very horribly. Around this time, there was a lot of movies that played into like teenage kids or middle school age kids who were going out on these fantastical adventures, and there was a lot of CGI and special effects and things like that. The only other movie I can think of off the top of my head right now is the Spiderwick Chronicles, which was kind of a failure in its own right. But this movie, the way it was marketed, made it look like it was going to be that type of movie. It made it look like it was going to be a big adventure fantasy film, and that's not really what the movie is. Yes, there are special effects, and yes, there are some, action scenes and things like that, but it's all make-believe. But the way that the marketing made you think it was going to be real, it made you think that these kids were actually going into this world of Terabithia and fighting all these monsters and demons and dragons and things like that. And that's not what it is at all. On the surface, it actually is a really intimate look into the mind of teenage kids and how they cope with life in general. And this movie, like I said, it really caught me off guard because I did not expect to walk into a movie like that. Yeah, there's times where it's humorous and it plays up, it's a Disney movie, so at times, there's things that fit into that Disney, just the way they are about certain family films and things like that. So there's a lot of Disney-isms if you want to go down that road or use that word. But I was genuinely surprised how well they were able to tell this story. And the movie's actually directed by Gabor Chupo, who surprisingly is one of the creators of shows like The Rugrats, and he's done a whole ton of stuff. But I was surprised that he directed it, and the way he's able to craft the movie and set it up with these 2 kids who, by the way, Josh Hutcherson and Anna Sophia Robb are absolutely fantastic in this movie. And if it wasn't for them, this movie would definitely not be what it is. But their performances together and what Chupo is able to get out of them and their chemistry together, it works so incredibly well that it really is just a big surprise. And I did not see it coming when I saw this movie that it was going to be, this a little bit more serious family film and not really this fantasy movie that I was expecting based on the marketing. And despite that, the movie did perform well. Like, it only had a $25 million budget and it made almost $140 million worldwide. So definitely a success by far. But This movie definitely fits into the underrated portion of this segment more so just because, me personally, I think this is one of the best family films of all time. And that's no joke. You could put all kinds of animated movies and there's other classic family movies that you can throw into that pile and rank them and all that kind of stuff, but I genuinely think Bridge to Terabithia is one of the best family films ever made. And a lot of it is because of the performances of Josh Hutcherson and Anna Sophia Robb. They are so incredible together in this movie. And again, I didn't know this movie gets into some sad stuff. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen the movie, but if you've seen the movie or you've read the book, you know where the movie goes, and it gets into some very sad territory. And that was something that really shocked me, because I didn't expect this movie to make me cry. And every time I watch this movie, I genuinely cry. It's a sad movie, but it's also a happy movie because what the characters learn throughout of it, and watching their journey from the beginning to the end of the movie, it's really well done. It's so well done. And this is just a movie that I think it might be a little heavy for some younger kids, but if you have kids that are in middle school, even high school, this is a good movie for them to watch because it allows them to see things they may be going through in life and ways to cope with it. This movie really showcases that for kids, it's great to use your imagination and great to kind of escape the real world sometimes and go into your own little world, because in there you can be who you want to be, you can do whatever you want to do, and it really is a testament to how well this movie's made, that it showcases that so effortlessly. And like I said, it's just a great movie. I mean, there's funny parts in here. It gets sad. Like I said, it gets really sad at times. But in the end, you leave the movie with a big smile on your face because of the journey you went through with these characters. And like I said, if it wasn't for Hutcherson and Anna Sophia Robb, like, this movie wouldn't be anything without them. They are the driving force of this movie. And it shows, not only great friendship, but also young love as well. And that's not spoiling anything. Like, it could be, you can love your friends and things like that, but the genuine connection between two kids and the love they have for each other and the way they show it awkwardly, but they know deep down inside they love this person. And I've never really seen a family movie capture that so well, except in some rare cases. But this movie just does it so well. It's an absolute huge recommendation from myself because, like I said, I'm sitting here raving about it and going crazy about it. It's just a really good movie, really good family film. It's one you definitely should check out if you haven't ever seen it before. Guarantee it's going to make you feel some kind of emotion. Even if you don't get sad at some of the sad parts, you're going to go through a nice range of emotions throughout this movie. And even, I'm 34 now. I saw this movie when I was like 16, 17. So it's been, double the amount of time since I originally saw it. And it still hits me the same way. I'm not a kid anymore. But watching these kids and what they go through, it's just an incredible movie, and I can't recommend it enough. So if you have seen Bridge to Terabithia, please let me know what you thought about it. If you haven't seen it, definitely seek it out. It's on Disney Plus. You can rent it, buy it at other streaming options as well. Also DVD, Blu-ray if you still do that kind of stuff. But I definitely recommend you check it out because I guarantee you're going to enjoy this film. That's about it for me, guys. Like I said, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. If you have seen Bridge to Terabithia, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more reviews, rankings, and more of this segment, Underrated and Overlooked. I'll leave all my links down below on where you can follow me elsewhere and check out more of my reviews. And until next time, guys, I will catch you all later.